Good evening and welcome to the real world. Erev Sruly is coming into Shleish Me'Agvala. Wasn't going to talk about this tonight. I know it sounds like a mashgiach in Yeshiva. I wasn't going to say this, but the Bachrim broke into the kitchen, so I have to. It's not like that, but I'm just reacting in real time. Some of you have no social media. You're not exposed to social media. Ashracha v'tayvlach. Some of you do, and you may have seen a video that went viral this week in the film world. It was a video, a very Zisa video, probably taken with all innocent intent by a big Talmud Chacham, a Maggid Shir, a very, very chash young man. He lives in Monsey. His name is Rabbi Yisroel, and he was talking about, he was trying to convey the joy of sitting with a black Gemara and checking out of the world. And the way he explained it was, he wants a Gemara Psachim with Rabbeinu David, which is the name of a Rishon who writes an Avi Psachim. He describes what kind of cold seltzer he likes, and Gala, he wants to have a lot of Gala. And it was a kind of thing for somebody who's not savvy in social media that lends itself enough people who are bored, silly, uninspired, or just in the mood for it because it was very cute. But I was equally guilty. I also thought it was charming when I saw it the first time. I thought it was cute. I sent it to a friend also. I thought it was nice the way he conveyed a certain ahavas Torah, and we've all been there in the mood of just not everybody has that ahavas Torah, but everybody wants to check out of whatever's going on. And his place he wants to check out to is Arvei Psachim, and he's singing the song, and the way he describes it. It was very funny to the people who forwarded it. Like I said, I was part of that, and it went viral. Everybody was seeing it and laughing, and there were memes created mocking it, and he was very embarrassed. Big Talmud Chacham, real Talmud Chacham, Emes Amol B'Torah, and he was embarrassed. He wasn't looking. He doesn't understand social media. He wasn't looking to go viral, and it became like a little bit of a joke. And people said he's this, he's that, because people are stupid. People sometimes say nasty things, and it got back to him. And for somebody who doesn't understand it, who doesn't have a thick skin to it, it can be very hurtful. He was very hurt. If you know about Rabbi Elijah, the only thing you know about him is that he's the guy from the enriches called Seltzer and the Gala, then you don't know anything about him. Here's something else you should know about him. He wrote recently one of the most effective, impactful books I've ever read in my life. People who know me know that I was talking about this book way before this week he went viral. The book is called Blood, Sweat, and Tears. It's a very apt title. It's a tribute to his Rosh Yeshiva, Rabbi Yisroel Besser. And it's a biography of his Rosh Yeshiva. It's not a biography, it's the way his experience in the Yeshiva of Rabbi Yisroel, those who know, tremendous miyageya b'Torah, amol b'Torah, man who mutchered in learning with every last ounce of energy, blood, sweat, and tears. It's true. Battling terminal illness for the last 10 years of his life. And Rabbi gives over, and you understand how someone like him came out of that yeshiva with such a habas Torah. So maybe this is an appropriate akdama to Shavuos, because the story I'm about to read you conveys the transformative power of Torah, what it means that the Rebbe Shalom gave us his words that Hasina, and until today, they're tangible, they're alive to some people who are fortunate. He writes about the great snowstorm of 1996. The Garden State Parkway was shut down and the state was paralyzed. We could barely open the door to Yeshiva. The Yeshiva was in Springfield, New Jersey, off the Garden State Parkway, far from everything. There were no stores, there were no schools. The Rebbetzin, the daughter of Shmuel Birnbaum, would drive the children to school in Brooklyn every day, drive back, and she was also the cook of the Yeshiva. Talk about a Habas Torah. He writes the Rebbetzin couldn't even go into Brooklyn. There was no food in Yeshiva because she couldn't go shopping. For 3 days we survived on toast, black coffee, and dipsy doodles. And I'm quoting verbatim. Those were the best 3 days of my life. It was surreal. It was deathly quiet outside. Inside, we were surrounded solely by Bava Basra. We were living in the sugya of Shchuni Gavai. Until today, Rabbi writes, whenever I hear the word Shchuni Gavai, I am transported back to those 3 days. The winter was brutally cold. One night, I was waiting to speak to the Yeshiva by Chazas Hashir. I noticed he had left the base medrash, and I went to find him. He was already outside, and I ran over to him without a coat. Only my sweater to keep me warm. Remember, this was during the snowstorm. He would always turn around to speak to a bacher, even after they're outside the building, and that day was no exception. My teeth were chattering. I was numb from cold. He looked at me with a half smile, chuckled, and gently slapped me across the face. Ari, he said, "Bist kalt mit dem Rashba? Are you cold in the middle of a Rashba? Go get your coat." That slap remains with me until today. Bist kalt mit dem Rashba? You're cold in the middle of a Rashba? We're talking about a bacher or an American yeshiva, not 20 years ago. The yeshiva munned him for being cold in a snowstorm outside without a sweater. You're cold in the middle of a Rashba? The Rashba should be keeping you warm. That's the type of Torah we're talking about. So if you saw the video, if you forwarded it, if you smiled, or even if not, if you're in Monsey, you should go meet this Rabbi Eliezer, and you should get a bracha from him. Stam, because somebody who goes through an embarrassing, uncomfortable experience should always be getting brachas, a little humiliation, but because he's a massive Talmud Chacham, and on a very practical level, buy his books. His books are unbelievable. This book, he has another book, the Shmuzin on Chinuch of Moshe Braverman. He writes beautifully. He's a beautiful person, and if anything, maybe it was a reminder this week. His going viral was the Bereshit's way of reminding us of this lichtig yid, the lichtig Torah he's putting out, and the opportunity we have to be warm, to remember coming into Shavuos that there are still people who convey that kind of ahavas Torah, and maybe we too will be made a little warmer.